Hi everyone, welcome once again to my YouTube channel with Dr. Samson Ochukwedo. Today we're going to recognize the different types of review models you can adopt for your journal manuscript, dissertation, grant, as the case may be. This tutorial is necessary, especially for those who may argue that they are not familiar with a given type of review model adopted for their manuscript, or those who may be adopting a given type of review for a manuscript. So let's go into the tutorial properly. All right, let's discuss review models. You know quite all right, of course, whenever you conduct a research, your research could be for your journal manuscripts. It could also be institutional project, dissertation, or thesis. It could be grant, as the case may be. In all this type of research or manuscript you have from these categories of submission, you are expected to go through peer review. So peer review is very necessary. Therefore, authors, editors, and the reviewers should be familiar or take note of the different or some of the different review models that you can adopt or you come across in your course of review process. Now, types of review model. In this tutorial, we'll discuss some of the types of the review model we have in research. The first one in my tutorial is single blind peer review. Here, the author does not know the identity of the reviewer, but the reviewer knows the identity of the author. So in other words, author does not know who reviewed his or her manuscript, but the reviewer knows who the author is. So let's look into the second type of review model you can adopt in research, or that might be adopted. The double-blind peer review model. This is the one most researchers are familiar with because both the author and the reviewer do not know their identities. So in this case, the author does not know who reviews the manuscript. Neither does the reviewer knows who the author is. Another type we can find is the open peer review model. Here, both the author and the reviewer know their identities. The author knows who the reviewer is, and the reviewer knows who the author is. Another type of review model that you can adopt or you might have come across with is the transparent peer review model. This is a review model where reviewers comment, author's response to a given review, and editor's decision are published alongside the accepted manuscripts. So in this case, even if the review is single-paired, double-blind, or open, the reviewer's comments during the review and author's response to the review from the reviewers, as well as editor's decision, are published with the manuscripts. Another important type of review model you can encounter is the collaborative peer review model. Here you can have two or more reviewers who may choose to work together to review a given manuscript. And in the course of their review, they will discuss their opinions about the aspects of the manuscript. And then the reviewers may either submit a unified report of what has been reviewed, or one of the reviewers, or even more of them, may choose to guide or supervise the author to reach favorable outcome about the manuscript. Alright, the next type of review model is the transferable peer review model. This is when a manuscript that is not accepted by an editor is transferred to another editor of a journal, for instance. But such a transfer is often suggested to the author. It means that if the editor of a journal or grant does not deem it fit to publish a given manuscript, he or she can transfer it to another journal where it may be suitable. Then it is left for the authors to choose to accept or not to accept the transferred manuscript. However, if the manuscript that is being suggested to be transferred has undergone peer review. The reports are often transferred together with a manuscript to the new journal. Lastly, in this tutorial is the post-publication review. This is the type of review that is done after an article is published. One may begin to imagine why. Sometimes it can be solicited to be reviewed or unsolicited to be reviewed. And in that case, the review can be communicated to the editor or the author of the article for improvement or other criticisms. Another reason this may be done is if after publication, aspect of the manuscript is found to violate some ethical principles, such as doubts about the data or the findings. Post-publication review may take place, whether solicited or unsolicited. So these are the different types of review model authors may come across, reviewers may adopt, or even editors of journals may adopt.